Hi friends, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kiara and this is Budget and Grow, and today is Kickstart Week Day 4. Let's go. Welcome back to my channel, friends. Hope you're having a good week. It is Thursday morning, early in the morning. I'm doing this right before getting ready for work, so this is my sleepy voice. Okay. So today what I have to show you is something that I've been really excited about. I've been working on it for a while and just waiting for the right time to show you the next thing. So at this point, you know that I have a lot of dreams, I have a lot of goals, I have a lot of things that I want to do for my life. And in order to accomplish that, I have to have a plan and I have to be prepared for the future as much as possible. So when those things start happening in my life, it's easier, it's a smooth ride. So without further ado, I want to show you my 3-year plan binder. My 3-year plan binder. This is one that I just am very hopeful for, to stuff it, to accomplish all of my goals from this binder. It is a savings binder, but it's more than that. It's also a this is where I'm going with my life binder. These are some things that I want to accomplish, and it is a very long-term binder because with these goals and these dreams, I'm just gonna need time. I'm gonna need time, and I'm gonna need to be patient and just get there when I get there. So let's go ahead and open it up. All right, and sorry about my nails, guys. I'm like in the middle of a work week and I haven't had time to fix them. All right, so look at this. All right, wait, I need something that holds it. Will that work? All right, so this is my 3-year binder, and I want to show you I want to start to show you what the categories are from the back to the front. The reason for that is because I've kind of like organized them from like with a little bit of a time frame in mind. And as you can see right here, I have my big girl move right here, which is of course for my big upcoming move. So that is the most present thing, and that is gonna be at the front. So let's flip to the back. Before we do that, let me tell you about these envelopes. So I made these envelopes myself. Yeah, and I made them with pressed flowers, and I followed the tutorial from Becca from At Home in the Sun. So she has the most absolutely binders and envelopes, and she makes like 80% of all of her stuff. So if you're looking for inspiration from like a pretty channel and also somebody that has amazing craftsmanship, that's a channel you need to watch. I will link the channel down below because honestly I follow her tutorial and I'm so happy with the results. It's gorgeous, and I just think that people that share tutorials for this type of work, you know, it's amazing because they could just keep the secret for themselves and, you know, sell this stuff. But she doesn't even make this to sell, you know, and she shared the tutorial, so that's amazing. So Becca, thank you so much. I've been wanting to make these envelopes since I watched your video like 5 months ago, so I really appreciate the tutorial. All right, and now let's show you the binder. I'm so excited. All right, so the first envelope is future family. So like I said, I'm starting from like the goal that is like the farthest in my opinion. And this is of course the farthest because this is one goal and one dream that I have that I kind of need another person to get there. And because of that, you know, I can only visualize myself right now. So when there's another person in addition, then, you know, you have to really figure out your goals as a couple. So because that's very abstract for me, I put it all the way in the back. I also put it all the way in the back because I feel like I need to accomplish so much stuff for myself before I get to this point. Future family will be for me just kind of the culmination of all the growth that I'm doing right now. I want to grow as a person. I want to be a more rounded human, more confident, more established before I even get here. But at the end of the day, what I would like is the white picket fence house. You know, I would like to have a family of my own. I would like to have a companion, a baby, maybe two, I don't know, and have that family unity. So I do feel like in the past 5 years, I kind of put my life a little bit on hold in a lot of regards, and family has definitely been one of those. Mainly because I've been distracted by things that, you know, weren't making me grow. And then also because, you know, my whole journey as an immigrant, you kind of have to like restart your life. And I've been focusing and trying to build a life here. So I'm going to push this to the back burner. But I do really want this and I want to work for that. And, you know, the time will come when that happens, but I need to be preparing with the financial, and that's why I'm going to be starting saving for future family. And also because I'm very conscious that you don't need to have a partner in order to have babies, and I'm very open to other options. I've always imagined myself having a family, but also you don't know life and you don't know nature. So I just want to put it out there that I'm very open to other options for having a child, being that IVF, surrogacy, or adoption. Of course, my dream will be to be a mom myself, but I'm open to other options. I think there's a lot of ways to become a mother nowadays and also to help a child in need. And, you know, I'm open to all of that, but all of that is quite expensive. So the most affordable way is the natural way, but we don't know if that's going to be a possibility, right? So anyway, I'm open to all of those options, but I need to prepare for that financially because it is expensive. And this is my little kind of baby fun future family savings, and I got this from a printable shop on Etsy. So first let's stuff everything and then I'll tell you kind of what my plan is to stuff these envelopes. All right, so we got the baby. There's more than just babies and a husband and a family, and that takes me to the next envelope, which is pet savings. So I've always imagined, whenever I think about a family, I've always thought about a cat and a dog. I think that pets are super important for a family unity. It brings an added fun and it teaches kids responsibility as well. And I love animals, and unfortunately we weren't allowed to have animals until my 20s, so I never had a pet growing up except for a couple birds, which, you know, birds are cute but they're not real pets that you can like play with, you know. So I always had this dream that I want to have a pet, and yeah, and this is something that I definitely want for the future. I put it all the way back here just because it's kind of like being responsible for another being, and right now, like 2023 Kiara doesn't feel ready to have a pet right now, but I actually don't want to wait that long. I would like to have a pet like sometime this year or maybe next year. Maybe once I move out and I'm set in my new place, I can get a little cat. I love cats. So yeah, but for now it's all the way in the back, and I'm gonna be using Rami's from the Budget Paparazzi savings. So it's going to be this one right here, the roll and save. Here you go, roll and save is gonna be for this savings, and she sent me this little placeholder. I'm putting them backwards because I want to broadcast the flowers, and also when I stuff, I can just look at the back for where the trackers are, where the trackers are going. All right, okay, so we have the baby, we have the husband, we have the pet. Now what do we need? Where do we live? Boom, we have down payment savings. Yay, we need a house. We need a place where we can have our stuff, where we can raise our babies, where we can have the dog running. So down payment. This is another one that it feels very long term because it's costly and it seems a little bit abstract right now, especially right now that I just got a roommate. So it's like, okay, you can barely afford sharing an apartment, so forget about down payment. But I don't want the awareness of these dreams to stop me from working toward them, right? So I would love to own a house. I would love to own maybe a condo here in New York. It's pretty expensive, but I mean, I don't know what that will be. Maybe I will be able to save for a condo. Maybe I'll move out and buy a house. Maybe by the time I'm ready to do that move, I will have a partner where we can join our finances, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. So I want to get something of my own. I want to start working for something of my own. I've always wanted to own a house, always, like since I was like 10 years old. I always dream about owning a house. So this is a dream that has been on my mind for the longest time, and now that I am halfway done with my debt, it does feel more achievable than it felt last year. So I'm gonna start saving for a down payment and have this little house savings tracker, and this is what I'm gonna be saving for my future home. There you go. All right, so we have the family, the pet, we have a house, we're rolling in blessings. And what do we need? We need a car, baby. We need a car to carry around those grocery bags and taking the kids to school and taking the dog to the bed and all of that. And I've never owned a car. I've always lived in big cities where I never needed like personal transportation. I could always hop on the bus or on the subway. So yeah, I think I definitely will need a car in the future. For this savings, I'm gonna be using the penny challenge from Jordan Budgets. I got this from the bundle of presents that Erilyn sent me. So thank you so much, Erilyn. I do have big plans for all of the trackers that you send me, and I really appreciate you supporting me on my journey. So I'm gonna be doing the penny challenge for my car savings. Okay, so we're gonna get a car, right? We need the car to move around the city, but there's a little problem. I don't know how to drive. So I think I need to figure that out first. So for that, I'm going to be stuffing my personal development envelope. I'm very excited for this personal development one because I do think that this is something that I'm always going to try to do. So my goal with this personal development envelope is to learn a new skill every year. One every year. That can be playing the keyboards or learning a new language or learning how to work with a program like, I don't know, Illustrator or something like that. And or learn something that I want. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could just be, perfecting skills that you already have. Of course, I need to learn how to drive. It is a life skill, and I want to add that to the arsenal of things that I know how to do and feel comfortable and confident doing. So personal development is going to be an ongoing savings, and for that I have this tracker also from the bundle that Erilyn gave me, and this is tuition. I use the tuition one because it could be also for something academic. We don't know, right? So that's personal development. And in the realm of personal development, we're going to enter one that is very dear and near to my heart. And I apologize if I get a little emotional because I do have a lot of feelings about this. And that is education. This is my education envelope. And okay, so little backstory. I was always a straight A student. I was, taking advanced classes, and I was just a good kid doing well in school. And I was very much the kid that was most likely to succeed in class. But unfortunately, around the time I was finishing my high school education, a lot of happenings were going on in my family, financially, emotionally. It was a very tumultuous, very hard, very, very difficult time in my life and my family life. And I was admitted in a variety of colleges, but because of our financial issues, I wasn't able to attend any of those, even the public ones, because at that time of our lives, we didn't even know if we had money to eat the next day. So I couldn't even buy the books, to go to public school. And that took a big hit on my confidence, and I started having a lot of feelings of not worthiness. And anyway, it's something that I struggled for the longest time. And even when I started working and I started saving money and I was maybe able to put myself through college, I felt that it was too late. The irony of that all, right? Because if you start in college in your 20s, or when you're 17 instead of 16 or 19, it's not too late. It's not too late, okay? And that's how I felt. I had the opportunity to, it was hard, but it was a possibility that I could go to college at 19. And I felt so worried about like going to college with kids of 17. Oh my God, I'm going to be so old, blah, blah, blah. Oh God, if I could talk to that Kiara, I would say, girl, what are you talking about? Just go and take the minimum amount of credits so you can start going to college and you can continue work and help your family, and you'll be done in a few years. Like next thing you know, you'll be done. But I didn't do that. I didn't follow that path. My life took me to a different direction. And now this is something that's always linger in the back of my head. This is something that I dreamt about accomplishing, which is going back to college. And I'm on a debt-free journey, and I don't ever want to be in debt again. And I know that going to school here in the US is really expensive. There are some routes that I can take to make it not so expensive, and I'm convinced that that's what I'm gonna do. Luckily, I'm in New York, where there's a lot of aid, there's a lot of finances for certain things, and there is a route where I don't have to go in crazy amount of debt. If I go to community college, CUNY, SUNY, which are pretty good schools. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna save. So by the time I'm ready to go back to school, which could be maybe next year or maybe in the next year, because this is a 3-year plan binder. That means that I need to start doing all of this within the next 3 years. Some of them, I hope to God that I will be done before the 3-year mark, but some of them are gonna start within that time frame, and that then is gonna carry to the next 5 years or whatever, right? So education is one of those where I don't see the finish line. I see the start line, and that's what matters to me, because I just need to get to it, right? So I want to save enough where I'm covered at least for 6 months to a year of education costs. So for that, I'm gonna be saving with also another tuition tracker from Jordan Budgets that I got as a gift. And like I said, it's going to be a slow savings. I need to figure out timings and degrees and all of that. So I definitely have time for this one. All right, so now we're gonna move on to some terms that are a little bit more revolving, maybe things that I want to do on the yearly and that have a shorter small time frame. And the next one is big vacay. Yay! A girl's got to relax. We have to relax. We have to take time to take care of ourselves and have a little fun in order to achieve all of our goals and our responsibilities. So I would like to have a big vacation once a year. I know that might be a lot, but I would really like to. I love traveling. Like I love traveling. And I also kind of put it on the back burner. Of course, pandemic happened, so it wasn't like we could travel that freely. But also, that I go to my hometown once or twice a year to check on my parents, and that is a good time because I get to spend time with my best friends and my city, and the exchange rate is amazing. It's fun, but it does feel a little bit dutiful because I have to check on everybody. I have to make sure that I see my best friends and I do certain things, and I need a break from that when I go on my breaks. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just need that all-inclusive where I don't have to do anything and I don't have to think about anything and I can just chill and relax. So the idea that I have is with my best friend from Peru, her and I, we've we've been dreaming about having this big girl trip for the longest time, and we would like to either go in a Europe trip or a cruise ship. So I had experience with cruise ships. I really like them because you don't really need to do anything. You just pay and you enjoy. So that's a good idea. But I also do like to see new countries. So we haven't decided yet. But again, we're kind of thinking that we can do a mini big vacation for my birthday this year. That's why I said I have big plans for my birthday. But we're not sure if the finances are going to be there. Nevertheless, I'm going to start saving and we'll see what the luck says. So for this, I'm going to be saving the 1500 savings challenge. I got this from also another printable shop called Torque Toodle Designs, and it came on a bundle. And I'm going to be saving little by little for this one. Boom. Okay, so we're going to go on vacation. We're going to take time off. We're going to go with a big bang to our vacation. But in order to take time off, we need to be financially ready for the lack of income, because as a restaurant worker, when you go on vacation, you get only a certain amount of PTO and is rated as a minimum wage, which is far, far below what I regularly make. So we need to be financially ready for that. And that's where my PTO envelope comes in handy. Yay! So my PTO envelope is one that I created because I had the need of this, because I don't make enough money when I go on vacations. And of course, I usually save where I'm covered for the trip and a little more, but it can be a lot, you know. Losing all of your income when you go on vacation sucks. So anyway, I got this idea from Ange at Ange Budget and Dad. Thank you so much, Ange. You know, when I saw this envelope a while back on your channel, I knew I have to have one. She has one for her husband because I guess he's got a similar situation than me with work, where he doesn't get paid or not pay enough when he takes time off. And this is also for like when I take sick days or I just want to take a personal day. You know, I don't get paid for that. So yeah, it's not a good thing, because with having that, I feel like I can never take a time off. And that's why I'm working so hard on my finances, so I'm okay if I need to take a day off because I just burned out or something like that, right? So Ange, thank you so much for the inspiration. It's awesome that you're preparing like that for your husband, and I want to do that too for myself. So for this, I'm going to be using the rainy day challenge, and my idea is to match the PTO that they give me every week. But of course, I have a lot of savings going on, so I may need to do that maybe after the second half of the year once I have a little more discretionary income. All right. And now we're reaching the last two, and the next one is a very, very important one, and is one that I need to hit every single year from now until I retire. And that is, of course, my retirement savings. So I don't have any sort of retirement right now. I don't have any Roth or 401ks, and I would really like to get one. Ideally, I will get one through my employer, but again, in this industry, like, you really get no benefits, so that sucks. Yeah, so when you think about like, oh, servers and bartenders make a lot of money, think twice, because yeah, maybe we do a lot in our paychecks, but we get nothing. So like, if we get sick, we need to cover all of the costs ourselves. If we take time off, we need to cover the costs ourselves. We don't get bonuses at the end of the year. We don't get, you know, incentives like that. So yeah, so tip 20%. Thank you. Anyway, so for retirement, I'm gonna be saving with my Roth IRA savings trackers for Jordan Budgets. This is a last year edition, so it's labeled as this 6K, but as you know, from 2023, you're gonna be able to save $6,500 on your Roth. It's increased to is the amount you can save every year has increased because of inflation, which is I mean, it's a good thing for us because when eventually inflation goes down, we will still be able to save a little bit more on our Roths. So that's a good thing. And yeah, and this is what I'm going to be doing this year. This is also going to be a big goal for me. And I'm going to have to try to figure out how to include it into my kind of ongoing savings because, you know, I gotta get this done before the end of the year. The good thing though is that I could start saving for this on my Capital One, making some interest, and then when the time's right, I can move it into my Roth before the year ends and I will still be maxed out, you know? And then finally, we've hit the big girl move, which you already know everything about. And I already had some money saved here, so I moved it from my savings challenge binder. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking this money to the bank because I don't want to have real money on this envelope and this binder for now. And I'm just going to continue tracking on this one digitally. So what's the plan for this? So what is the plan for this binder? The way I want to stuff for this binder is number one, digitally. For that, I'm going to be creating some buckets on my Capital One 360 savings account. I will post them over here. I'm not going to go too crazy with them because some of these are really, really long term. So right now, I already have a move savings for this. I'm going to create one for retirement, one for PTO, and I already have one for vacations. Probably will start one for education, but beyond that, I'm not, because it's a lot, you know, so just taking it easy. And I'm gonna be stuffing digitally, so every time that I stuff this binder, I'm just gonna be marking it up together like I do with my regular savings. I may have to take this like apart, like the ones that have the bigger denominations, just kind of like color half of it or a part of it and save little by little. I'm gonna be saving from my buffer money, so every week I'm gonna try to leave at least $10 or $20 aside from my paycheck on my bank account that I can use just for this binder. All right, now my phone is cutting off every 10 seconds, so let's get to the end of this. I just wanted to show you this because these are big dreams of mine, and I understand that they're gonna need to be worked slowly but surely, and that's what I wanted to do. This is more for a visual for me to kind of be really focused in what I want long term, and I will of course focus on the goals that I have right now for the next first quarter of the year, and then tackle the next one and so on and so forward. But this is the ultimate goal, and I'm gonna start working little by little on this. I hope that I get to stuff this binder at least a couple times a month, but realistically right now maybe one time will be what I can do, and that's okay. I hope that you enjoy the journey of this binder. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about this. Do you have a 3-year plan? Do you have a 5-year plan? What are your big goals? What are those things that maybe you hold dear to your heart and that seems so impossible right now? It is not impossible. You can get there. We all gonna get there. We just need to put in the work, have a little trust in the process, and just, you know, keep living and doing the best decisions we can for our future. If you have a goal, if you have a dream, every decision that you make from now on should be in service of that. That is something that I heard somewhere. I can't remember if it was a movie, real life, or, you know, or if I read it somewhere. But that's kind of a mantra that I have for myself. Every decision that I make should be in service of my bigger goals, of my bigger picture. So it is really, really hard to do. It's a lot harder to do than to say. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. Like I said, leave me in the comments down below. What are your thoughts about this 3-year plan? I would love to hear about your own goals. And also don't forget to check my latest cash stuffing video from last week, because today I'm gonna be closing my 500 subscriber giveaway, and tomorrow I will be picking a winner. So you have until today, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.